So now that you've finished creating the perfect course or the most beautiful digital product that will save everybody hours and hours, or maybe you have a coaching service that will transform people's life if they actually get you as a coach. None of it matters if you can't get eyeballs on it. And it all starts with the perfect headline. You need to know how to create a headline that get people to stop in their doom scroll on whatever social media and device that they're on. You need to stand out, and you need to create so much curiosity in them that they can't help themselves but click those 3 dots to see more, read the description, and then hopefully you'll have a video that's accompanying that where you will, really bring it back home, and they will think, that's my person. That's the one that's going to change my life. And then you send them to a landing page or a platform like LearnersHQ, where they then convert and take the action that you want them to do in order to become one of your customers. But it all starts with the headline. Now, there's a few different ways you can approach this. The first one I'll advise you on is make sure that you check yourself. What makes you stop when you're scrolling on social media? And then really analyze that. Like, why did I stop here? What was the thing that this person had written? How had they written it? And see how much you can analyze it. Bookmark everything that makes you stop. And then before you know it, you'll have a cool list that shows you like, okay, these are the kind of words, they're constructed this way. And then you can try to mimic that and write your own ones and test out different ones on social media. Another option is to go on YouTube and just look up videos on how to create these kind of headlines. But what I'm going to talk about in this video here is how you can use GPT to create a bunch of headlines for you that you can then in return test out, come back to after a month of posting them, see which one created the most stopping, right? Which one did people engage with the most? Which one created the most comments? Which one gave the most likes and whatnot? And then over time, you'll start knowing exactly what kind of headlines it is you should be creating in order to get people to stop scrolling and focusing on what it is you're offering. Let's dive into it. So here we are within the tool, and I want you to remember, before you start doing this, talk to ChatGPT as if it's a sparring partner, as if it's somebody that's just a friend that's sitting there helping you, but it's a friend that's specialized in doing whatever it is you want it to do. But if they go off the rails or off the tracks a little bit, you need to reel them back in, and that's up to you to just let it know, like, no, you got confused, or I don't want this, I want more of this, or use this as somebody you are genuinely chatting with. It can seem a bit bizarre to some people. It was to me in the beginning, but trust me, it's gonna benefit you if you can actually use the tool in a bit more of a relaxed manner as you go ahead with this here. So what we want to do when we get started with having it create these headlines for us. And remember, I want these headlines to be something you can test out on social media, right? Different platforms, you can write them. We're trying to see then after a while, you go back and you look at your statistics and you see like which ones actually had the biggest impact, which one created the most reactions, which ones clicked the see more button, which is what we want. So you want the heading to just be the first part of your post, right? And then you go more into the description underneath it. But we want to make sure that people stop scrolling, click the see more button so they read more about it, and then preferably go to the video that you've created, and then to whatever landing page, or if you're on LearnersHQ, send them to the profile page so they can actually scroll and go ahead and purchase the product that you're trying to offer them, right? So we want to give it information, and we want to come up with a scenario of what kind of offer it is that we have for the product. So let's say we are I've created a course on how to repair your Ford car model. As specific as you can get, the better. If you wanted to make more generic, like I've how to repair your car and how to like change oil and whatnot, it becomes a little bit harder. So I'd always advise you guys to like niche down when you're doing these kind of things. So in this case, we're gonna go Ford car model. The course is meant to help anyone who owns a Ford and show them that most of the issues they can fix themselves at home, even if they have no prior experience doing auto repair. I taught myself how to do this over the years, and I've condensed it into the course I wish existed when I got started, instead of all the hundreds of different videos I had to sit through. I realize this might not be the most attractive course to a lot of people. So I want to teach them about the amount of money they can save by not going to the repair shop for everything that's wrong with their car. Your task is to create 10 amazing headlines that will get my ideal client, a Ford owner, curious enough to click to see more. Your task is to create 10 amazing headlines that will get my ideal client, a Ford owner, curious enough to click see more and go to my website to purchase the course. Let's see if we've given it enough information here, and if we haven't, we just reiterate it and come back to it, but let's see what it actually spits out with this piece of information. Rev up your savings, I like that. Say goodbye to costly repairs, transform your garage into a Ford repair heaven. Stop draining your wallet, learn how to fix, empower your planet from novice to pro. Break free from repair shop bills, the ultimate forecast, save money and master repairs. Yeah, so some of these I like. I will say this as well, like make sure that you look at these holistically, and if you want to improve upon them or say like no, create more, you can do that. So just for to show you that, we can say like create 10 more. Have a bit more focus on making the first part of the sentence curiosity, or part of the sentence build curiosity to have to make them want to learn more. Be provocative if it helps. Let's see what happens. So now it does a few like power words, right? Revealed, forbidden Ford knowledge, shocking revelations, why Ford for DIY fixes. Like here's some really fun ones that you can try and play around with. And you can see how just like giving a little bit of information on what kind of style you want, it'll create something quite different than the initial ones, but it's still within the same core message, right? So let's see if we push the boundaries here or make it a little bit more. So can you make them a bit more funny as well? Let's see what happens. Yeah, there's some funny ones here, right? Or not necessarily funny ones. I'm not a Ford owner, by the way. This is just what came to mind. But you see there, like, stop being a punchline, learn to fix your Ford and impress your friends and your wallet. Laugh into the face of repair bills. There's definitely something there to kind of just get testing with, which is what I wanted to show you with this here. Is like the headline needs to be create enough curiosity that people actually are engaged enough to want to click learn more. And if you're not entirely sure on how to do this with the course or product you've created, this prompt here or using ChatGPT this way should give you a lot of inspiration on how you can actually create engaging headlines. So once you have the headline done, you take that kind of vibe and you make sure that that is maintained in the description as you start talking about what they can expect in the course. So make sure that there is congruency, right, between the headline and the description, and also in the video that you will create. But this here should give you enough information and enough, meat to actually work on. And make sure that you understand all of these, like write down your top 10 favorite ones and test them all out on different platforms. And if you use LearnersHQ, we actually give you the opportunity to upload your course again and again as a hidden course, and then you can put in the different headlines on them and the different titles and send those out to people and test them and see what actually works. Because what I want you to do is start making posts where you talk about your product over and over, and then in a few weeks time or a month, you look back at the statistics of what you've created and you see like, okay, this one had a big impact, or this type of headline had a big impact. I should do more like this. And then over time, you'll reiterate and you'll start finding out what works to get people actually scrolling and create enough curiosity that they go check out what it is you're selling. And then it's up to you to convert them. But the first part and the first problem you have to solve is to get people to actually look at the product that you're offering. And it's really hard. And I don't feel like enough people are talking enough about how it is that you create engaging headlines. And if you're not like a word wizard yourself, use a tool like ChatGPT here, or go out and hire a copywriter, or engage with somebody, or take a look at what's working on you and be self-reflective. See as you're scrolling through what makes you stop, and go in and analyze those, and then maybe even take that post and put it back into ChatGPT here and get it to analyze it and feed you more headlines that are along the lines of what you've liked. Like there's so many ways to use this. Just, start using your imagination, like get inspired and start putting it into a tool like this. If you don't have anybody at home that you can kind of use as a sparring partner, this is about as good as it gets. So I hope this helped you. I hope this gives you some food for thought, and will get you started creating some really cool headlines, and then focus on building a description that matches that and a video, but more on that later.